If it's your own actions, nobody forcing you, nobody doing anything to make you do those things, just you doing them, then who's to blame? We cannot continue to blame the white man for everything. That's why I chose to step out of those circles. What's happening, YouTube? I'm just blessing my environment with Zaganja. If you used to watching me, you understand. If you're new, thank you for watching my video and welcome to my channel. Today I just want to give my own 5 cents, 3 cents, I don't know, 2 cents on this whole Polight and the allegations and the whatnot. I won't be reporting directly or like commenting directly on whether or not he should have done that, or who's wrong or who's to blame, because we know that what the fuck, who does that? Especially when you have more than one wife, or more than one girlfriend. Like, who does that? So I'm here to talk about it from the so-called conscious or woke community. For the past year and a half now, we've been watching all of the so-called conscious leaders tumbling down, and it's like person after person after person. At first, I think when I first caught it, it was the beef between Dr. Uma Johnson and Sarah Sethi. I don't know if I'm saying his name okay, because they've got very interesting, very creative names. So yes, Sarah Sethi, and then it was Dr. Uma. I was completely like backing him, and I saw him as a good person until I found out that he was supposedly or allegedly guilty of scamming the community. I don't know. I'm not here to comment on that. And then after the Dr. Uma thing happened, who was it again? If my memory serves me right, most recently, it's been Polight. So maybe there are a few things that I'm missing because I'm sitting here in South Africa and, indoorsy. I'm not catching up with a few things. If you know anybody else who I missed, who was dipped in some drama, who's supposedly a conscious leader, just let me know in the comment section. But anyway, I say this to say that we really don't need to be continuing with this, especially in the information era. We've got Google, we no longer depend on encyclopedias. Like, I'm that old. So you don't need encyclopedias for information, which means that you don't need other people for information, because these same people that you believe in so much turn around and turn out to be people, like normal human beings, or just fucked up human beings. Excuse my French. But as part of somebody who considers themselves very I shy away from using the word conscious because it's been thrown around everywhere by everybody, but it is somebody who considers themselves, once upon a time considered themselves as a conscious person in the conscious community. I'm here to say that if you take lead of your life, you could find somebody to inspire you. Like everybody needs a model, a role model, a mentor, something like that. We need that. It's how life actually happens, because everybody didn't come up to the world knowing everything, so you have to learn from somewhere. So if you see somebody inspiring you, be inspired. But also, whatever information it is that they are dispersing or sharing with you, you can go back and forward your own learning, and it will take you to your own journey. So now we no longer have this leader or messiah complex, because that's what I'm seeing and that's what I'm fearing, because that's how the black people and the black revolution has been delayed, because the white man they know. I think it's Edgar Hoover, if I'm saying it okay. I think it's that man who was like, oh my god, the messiah complex. If anybody comes up, and to a certain extent, he was okay. It was true, because he was able to destroy many groups, infiltrate them from the inside, and then just break them up. But check if we did not have a Huey, for instance. Like maybe if there were 50, if Huey was leading 50 black people, black radicals, if he was leading 50 black radicals, and of those 50 black radicals, there were like 25 Hueys. Like half of them are like, I'm willing to, I'm willing to, then it was going to be so difficult. So for the like so-called white system, or the white man, because I don't know who the white man is anymore, because anyway, I'll get into that in another video. But I feel, one, we don't need leaders in this time. We can be inspired by those who walk to the road and are willing to share and help us learn. But secondly, we realize that when we idealize people, people are people, they're human beings. Just because they're in the spotlight or just because they're being prompted or pushed up there doesn't change them from whatever negativity that they harness, like they have, naturally. And given the whole pride and ego thing, it'll push one to only celebrate their other or shadow side, and then not even take the work to do what they're supposed to do, which is, if you realize that there's a bad side of you, try to tame it. Everybody has that side, but if you try to tame it, it won't come back to topple you. Because look now, even if we can say that the white man is trying to put down the black man and whatnot, but if it's your own actions, nobody forcing you, nobody doing anything to make you do those things, just you doing them, then who's to blame? We cannot continue to blame the white man for everything. That's why I chose to step out of those circles. I still have my mentality, and I chose to, I cannot be around these people because they always in a victim state. We cannot always blame the white man, but yet white people are also affected by the same bullshit that we're affected by. For some reason, it doesn't sit well with me, and it makes me wonder, why is it that the so-called conscious leaders are still pushing a narrative that is not reality, when we're supposed to be conscious about reality? That is the whole thing. It was not conscious about the victimhood and wanting to blame. We realize that we're dealing with what kind of a person, which is a capitalistic person who doesn't even care about the child that they give birth, they bring to the world, mixed breeds. they don't. We realize that psyche. And so if we claim to be the greatest people that we are, then why not then be greater by being the bigger person and just continue with our lives? And we realize that when we try to strip away and we try to do our thing, we actually do it good, and we really do it good. And they know that. That's why there needs to be this distraction. That's why there needs to be black men and black women always have black, making manosphere and women's sphere. We're all gonna fight together. I mean, sorry, we're all gonna fight amongst each other and all of that. I find it counter intuitive and counter revolutionary and counter our cause, because our cause is no longer the cause that was our grandmother's or our mother's causes. Ours in this time is to actually realize ourselves away from the machine, which is the capitalistic machine that will do anything and everything to just milk out of the citizens, even at the expense of the citizens. Like, people have 55 million rands, not rands, 55 million whatever currencies in their bank accounts, yet they know that there are people who are hungry, and they're okay with that. And we realize that sometimes socialist communities aren't as good as we'd like to fantasize and dream about. But hey, it doesn't take away from the fact that capitalism is pretty shitty, because it's the haves against the have-nots, So, but anyway, my point is, we need to step away more than anything from following these men, because these men will say anything just to either get money, to get women, to allow themselves to get away with anything, to make themselves feel invincible, to just elude people. They're supposed to be people that are conscientizing the community. They're not conscientizing the community. They're just. And his message, for instance, Polight's message was the the economical revolution, which is very important. I feel like that's how he could tap into a lot of black people's souls, because we have not been emancipated economically, and to a certain extent we are afraid of being economically emancipated for whatever reason, I don't know. So instead of us wanting to challenge capitalism, we want to complain about capitalism, right? We don't want to learn how the systems and the models work in order for us to, compete, which we actually can, because we're very gifted as a people. So these are the people that we need in our community to actually help people to actualize themselves. If you've got money, help people do whatever it is that they need to do that they feel will take them to the other level, and they can do it for the other, and they can do it for the other. That's how it works. I feel that that's how it works, as opposed to having people who now are you're gonna give them your money, and then they're gonna show you how much they have that you don't have. And I'm against. Maybe I'm too modest, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. But I'm done with this, and I just wanted to have my own 5 cents about this conversation. It's very disturbing, and if he did it, fire Ben. Even if he didn't do it, still fire Ben. Fire Ben to the people who continue to follow people who are not really doing shit. Like, really, what are they doing besides enriching themselves? And if you want to build anything with a woman or women, you need to formalize that. So if you have a wife or wives, they need to be under some formal certificate, some formal contracts that is recognized by the state, because you're building something. Not I'll talk too much. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. I am gonna see you on the next video. Bye y'all.